channel that is designed for you, set up just for your peace of mind, for your joy, for your mental well-being, for your personal growth and development, to share with you issues of life, issues that are germane to 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 help you to flow well in the stream of life, in the river of life, and to sail well and to fly well, whichever you have chosen to do. Your happiness and your joy is very paramount to this channel. And that's part of the philosophy and the focus of the channel, the aims and objectives. So we'll be looking at the mind. What is the mind? How strong is the mind? How weak is the mind? You might have had it more than once that somebody has a weak mind, has a strong mind. You sometimes say, make up your mind, focus your mind. What is this is called the mind, and how do we get access to it? How do we manage it? What does it feed on? Does it grow? Can it be tampered with? Can it have external force controlling it, or is the individual that has the supreme control over it? These are some of the questions we try to answer. You observe that you make thoughts, you produce decisions, your decisions determine your actions, and different actions determine part of your habits and your behavior, and the cumulative behavior and attitudes determine now part of your life and part of your personality. You hear that person is very gentle, that person is very attentive, that person is highly temperamental, that person loses it easily, that one has control, that one somebody you can relate with, that one has understanding, that one you cannot bet on it, you cannot determine, you cannot guess what you meet when you go and discuss such and such a thing with him or her. These are some of the things that are products of the operation of our mind, of your mind and of my mind. So please, if you have any question, put it in the comment section and we'll try to respond to it. And you can go and check some other videos we have produced on things that affect your heart and your well-being on the channel, the Sinuka Reflections. So what is the mind? The mind is not a singular structure, but the mind is a cumulative operation network of different things that go on in our system, within our system. So, where is the seat of the mind? The seat of the mind, someone say, your heart, listen to your heart. The heart is the biological organ which is designed to pump, to help to pump blood, distribute blood around our body. So, what is this thing called the mind? The mind is system, like I said, of network of actions and activities which permeates every part of our being. And the seat of the mind is in the brain, but it's not in a particular portion of the brain. I will put the image of the brain in the main video later. So the mind sits in the brain, operates from the brain, but different segments of the brain handle different aspects of the operations of the mind. We have the forebrain, we have the hindbrain, we have medulla oblongata, and so many other parts of the brain that are handled, like your thought pattern, your logics, your memory, and so on. These different parts are handled by different parts of the brain. So your mind is within your own control. And it's a thing that you have to learn to do. You have to learn to understand your mind, and you have to be able to find a way to control your mind. If you don't control your mind, somebody else controls it. Whoever controls the mind controls the being. I repeat, whoever controls the mind, whatever controls the mind controls the being. So if you are able to control your mind, then you'll be able to control your being. Then the mind operates at two different levels. We have the conscious level, we have the subconscious level. The conscious level deals with the logics and so on. But the subconscious deals with some of the experiences you have had, some of the thoughts you have processed, some of the things that your emotions have sat on over time. These things become processed and sent to your subconscious. And these things sometimes and most of the time operate automatically. That's why the good book says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you have to learn to control your mind. So what are the things that feed the mind? The things that feed the mind are some of the things you pick with your senses, with our senses. The things you hear, the things you see. That's why perception is very important. How do you perceive? How do you see something? It counts a lot. That's why emotional intelligence counts. What is emotional intelligence? That's you think about your emotions, understand yourself, then be able to try to see how others also behave. Then you'll be able to juxtapose them together. So that is how the mind operates. So it is very important, very germane that you learn to control your mind, or if somebody else controls it for you. And the words that you hear, the things that you see, all these things go a long way to feed your mind and to determine how your mind. Remember, your mind starts from your thoughts, and your thoughts start from your perception. Is what you perceive, what you understand by what you see. You think about it, then you process it. Now determines your action. And that is why the book also advises be very quick to hear and slow to speak. Because when you hear something, you not process. It's not everything you hear that you have to give your thoughts to. It's not everything you see that you have to give your attention. You have to learn to process it. What are the things that are of value to you? What are things that are relevant? What are things that add to your vision? What things that help to promote your ideals? So some things will come to try to waste your energy, waste your resources. So it is left to you to learn how to sift through the things that you hear. And what are things that also feed the mind? And like I said earlier, the things you see, the kind of films you watch, the kind of music you listen to, the kind of magazine, the kind of books you read, the kind of environment you operate in counts a lot, because your environment influences you. You cannot be in an environment. You try to see, understand, and know the value of whatever is in your environment. Remember, your environment is made of both animate and inanimate. So you have to know the value. What is this structure for? What can it do? If you are in an environment you are not conscious and you don't take cognizance of things in your environment, then that will not be the very good thing to do. Because if that thing will work in your favor or work against you, you need to know. And so you need to know what to do about it. That is part of your mind. That's what you say, can't you think? So be of your mind start from your thought pattern. Then from your thought pattern, you now determine your next level of action. So you can see the mind. So that's why sometimes this what you smell, you can see the mind. We have olfactory nerve that goes. Then what you hear, what you process, what you feel, what you sense with your nerve, with your sixth sense. All these things come and work together to determine your, your line of action. So thank you so much for reflecting with me. We are here to learn together. I'm a Ghana counselor, so we learn together. We are good listeners. so that we'll be able to learn from others, because learning is an active process, is a continuum. So share your comments, share your questions, your own understanding of the mind, how the mind operates. However, let me leave this with you. Henceforth, be very conscious of what you hear. Be very conscious of how you hear. You know, words have inductive meaning, words have deductive meaning. Some people, when they want to get at you, get your key, know things that can put you, things that can enrage you. They just say some things. They may say it casually, they may say it deliberately, just to get you off guard, to make you say or do some things that you are not supposed to do or say. That is it. But if you are in control, somebody says something to make you angry or to make you do or say some things that ordinarily you will not say. But you have understood that this game you are trying to play, you want to just look at the person and just say, it's okay. It's okay. The person will be shocked because that person is not succeeding. Why? Because you have learned, and you're learning to control your perception and your response. Some people say, can't you talk? Say, it's looking like a dummy. You know you are not a dummy. You know you're not stupid. They just want to hear what you say. So that's why by the time you now speak, because you have not understood what is playing out, you now respond. So that's why also we advise, try to stay away from psychotropic substances, that is substances that affect the operation of your mind. How does it affect the operation of mind? If you are under substances like strong alcohol or some of these drugs, what you call drugs, they call them uh, substance abuse. You use these substances. It affects your perception. Even you will see things the way you normally, the way every other person sees it. Like some cause hallucination. You look at the wall, you see the wall crawling. Even sound that you are hearing will now take physical image and start to move and you start to perceive things that are not really in the environment. You can see. Then it will affect the way you talk. It will affect the way you relate with things, either human beings or other things in your environment. And some of these substances also, the things you will hear, it will affect it. The things you feel, it will affect it. Like when some people are drunk, they fall inside the gutter, they beat them, they will just do like this. They see house fly, they can even be eating house fly, be doing a lot of other things, which they will not have done ordinarily. And because those substances are affected, their perception, their logics, their reasoning, and so on like that. So you can see the mind is a very precious thing, and it's the most important part of your being. The mind is your supercomputer. The brain is like the hardware, like your laptop. But the laptop or the computer cannot work without the software. The software controls the operation of the computer system. So that is why your mind controls your whole being. And your mind can be affected by these things we talk about. That's why be careful how people talk to you. So you have to first of all work on yourself, understand yourself, know yourself. That's what we call self-concept in psychology. Self-concept. Who am I? Who are you? You know yourself. You are a full-blooded American, full-blooded Nigerian. You're a full-blooded human being. You have fundamental human rights, so nobody can talk to you or deal with you anyhow. You understand that, you stand by that. Then self-esteem. You know your value. You may not be the best orator in the world, but you have sense and you understand things that happen around you. You know what you want, you know what you don't want. You know how to set boundaries where necessary. So these are some of the things you need to know. So you have to get that intact, your self-concept and your self-esteem. Then you continue from there. We continue from here next time. Thank you for reflecting with me, and thank you for the thumbs up. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel so that when we have discussions like this, you'll be one of the first to know, and we learn to grow together. Your joy is very permanent. You know, you have only one life. You have to live it well. Only one opportunity. Make good use of it. Don't work on second chance or second opportunity. The first time is always the best time. So this is the time you have. Make the best and enjoy it. Life is supposed to be enjoyed. You are made to enjoy this life, not to endure it. So work at it. Believe that. Until we meet again, God bless you.